our caregiver. Everything that we need is there.
We were raised to believe that everything has a spirit, and that everything around us is alive and has a purpose.
The spirit of the land and our spirit. You can't separate land and people.
In Treaty 7 territory, I'm accepted, I'm something, and I'm with my people.
We honor our ancestors by acknowledging Treaty 7 territory. We acknowledge the Treaty 7 nations, the Piikani First Nation, the Siksika First Nation, the Kainai First Nation, the Stoney Nakoda First Nations, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. We acknowledge the ancestral territory of the Siksikaitsitapi, the Blackfoot Confederacy, and the home of Métis Region number 3.
Good afternoon, graduands and invited guests, and welcome to the 2022 Convocation Ceremony of Alberta University of the Arts. Please join me in thanking Daryl Wolfchild and Clarence Wolflake Jr. for drumming our graduands into the auditorium this afternoon. My name is Heather Houston. I'm the director of the School of Fine Art, and it is my pleasure to serve as co-MC for today's ceremony with Naoko Masuda, director of the School of Visual Design. Today, not only do our 2022 graduands get to cross the stage, but we have participants from the class of 2020 and class of 2021 as well. Because this is our first convocation since 2019 that's in person, please be patient with us as we might be a little bit rusty. Possibly you've seen some rustiness already. Today's convocation ceremony is being recorded, so you can share the joy of today with others. We will post this to YouTube as soon as possible. It is my honor now to introduce Casey Eagle Speaker, also known as Sorrel Horse, a respected Blackfoot elder from Kainai Nation Blood Tribe. Casey is the lead elder for a number of organizations, including AUArts, is the Indigenous Resource Coordinator for Health Services, and is also the chair of the Wisdom Council for Alberta Health Services. He provides traditional counseling, supports, guidance, and ceremony for students, staff, families, and individuals. He is passionate about equality for all people, and he believes artists are valuable storytellers. Please welcome Casey Eagle Speaker.
Okay, I am called Sorrel Horse with the Indigenous community. My grandfather of 26 and a great-grandfather of 16. I welcome you as we honor the students on their journey through life, achieving another feather in your hat, as we sort of speak in our culture. Well, it's a great honor to do this for you. I'm humbled by your presence. I envy what you've done. But I'm also honored by what you've done to witness what the future can be and will be by what you're doing. To always remember, as I said to some of the classes, art will bring the past to the present, and it'll guide the future. And that's what you have. A communication that brings it all to the present moment. So I'll do my blessing in Blackfoot, ask you to remember your family members, your relatives, your friends, prayers for the people of Ukraine, people of Buffalo, New York, the people in Texas, and pray for all the sick, young and old, that we leave no one out. Ayo napi natos. Ayaku kimikis mag ipaswats topsats. Folks, bad well back up and scat smoke on Kistikoi kaki. Ogang kuku sika kagni statwai gets bad well back. Can I spoke out to him as Spinazai kagni dasana kyo bag. Okay, Kimma to suck it up a strap sack is soft sikaki. Axot sikimakuscopi saki. Okay, Kimma, oh, can you go to the Pimo kaki? Look at that bed up Skiko Patsumu ikanaki. Oh, can the Kistikoi kaksot siki up sismax at the cat besaki. Can start bandwai ikaki. Oh, can you gap a muxikaki? So Gawa got sized bad back scat sakia could stop him walk. Look at that of Skiko Patsumu, you can look at the pay boy banana, kept scarp of the gag need to eat cock. Can you have poka or gag? I actually came at the bad book, no pay boy banana. Oh, can you cut us chase to map see poka or gagum or gag, except say that's good with the capital system makes out of gag him matters. Oh, gag has to match the cake and look at the pay boy's bad book bag. Oh, must you go to some like a spunk smoky cuckoo six. You don't can spoke out, don't saga. I knew that was ski saga is bad, but oh, can the kiss to go, kak, down away, kak, can I need to away, kak. Okay, Kim Mark do sag. Oh, can I go canapio, keep voice comes on. Come at aunt, kaki, some bad beats, and give my beats, said you, kak. Thank you.
Thank you, Casey Eagle Speaker, for those generous words for our graduands. It is now my honor to introduce on video Great-Grandma Edme Comstock, respected elder from the Métis 3 Nation, to provide a greeting for our ceremony. We are sorry that you're not able to join us today, but so honored to have your words still.
Good morning, all you wonderful students that have worked so hard for the last 4 years. I'm here to say that you have worked hard. I will present this sage and this sweet grass, and I will do a smudge just for you. And it will be in your honor for all your hard work. The hard work is the reward you're getting as your graduation. And you've awarded that to yourselves. You have earned it and worked hard. I will ask for a blessing to the Creator to come and bless each and every one of you and to give you the direction, the protection that you need to flourish in your journey. Your journey is part of a wonderful way that you will grow to be very successful in all that you do. Choosing this university was one of the beautiful things you've done for yourself and your families. Those of you that have families already of your own, may they be blessed through to your hard work. Now I will ask for the blessing to the Creator. Ashtu manitu binisheta assembly et toutes les monde qui ont travaillé chez Poti, tout yashka potruto, ya les jeunes et les travailleurs, les étudiants. I ask that the Creator come and bless you as students at a hard work that you have done for yourself. This COVID came along and made it more difficult, but you have persevered. Creator, bless them and direct them and give them the knowledge that they need to continue their journey of life. With this education that they've chosen, this beautiful university, that each and every one of you will remember this. Remember your professors, remember the university, remember your parents, your children, and those that have children of their own, that you remember them, that you are doing this hard work. Creator, I ask this in your name to bless and to give direction. Amen, Mashikatatin. Thank you, students. May you continue your journey with love, protection, and direction for each other. It's the love that you choose, the respect, the courage, and the wisdom, and your truth, the truth that you have in your heart. Thanks for listening, and that I am proud to be here to congratulate you with love and honor to each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Great-Grandma Edme Comstock, for those inspiring and lovely words. I'd like to just introduce Elder Linda Brass, who's also joining us on the platform stage today, to honor our graduating Métis students with a Métis sash, which we'll share a bit more about later in the ceremony. Linda Brass is a Kukum and respected elder from Tsuut'ina First Nation. She was born and raised in Calgary, and her Cree name in English is Ocean Woman. Linda has been sharing teachings and ceremony from Midewiwin, Anishinaabeg lodges for over 30 years. Linda generously shares her cultural teachings and provides support to individuals and families through a number of programs, including Hull Services Braiding the Sweetgrass program, Miss Kanawa, the United Way, the Alex Community Food Center, and AUArts Elder Council. Please join me in celebrating Linda as well. We would also like to introduce you to the Alberta University of the Arts Elder Council sitting in our audience. Please stand if you are able. Elder Daryl Brass Jr., Cree, Ojibwe, Tsuut'ina. Elder Ruth Scalplock, Blackfoot. Elder Francis Melting Tallow, Blackfoot. And Elder Paul Daniels, Stoney Nakoda. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you are able, could you please stand as we invite Alberta University of the Arts Director of Enterprise Solutions, Stephen Lamb, for the singing of the national anthem. Thank you so much, Stephen. That was amazing. Please, if you're not already taking your seats, you're welcome to. I now invite Carol Ryder, the chair of the Alberta University of the Arts Board of Governors, to the podium to officially open our ceremony.
I declare this convocation assembled.
That's the job we all want for the announcing, of course. I would like to introduce our distinguished platform guests and invite them to stand and remain standing if they are able as I call their name. Please reserve your applause until the end of the introductions. Apologies if I miss anyone. We're updating the list right up until we were standing outside those doors. From our Board of Governors, Dr. Daniel Doze, Alberta University of the Arts President and CEO. Carol Ryder, Board Chair. Patty Dibski, Vice Chair of the Board. Jolie Bird. Chris Cran. India Dmitriev. Ian Fitzgerald. Chi Ilya Nadule. Jam, who is also today's student speaker. Ashif Marani. And Andrea Power. Other special guests joining us here today, Jyoti Gondek, the Mayor of Calgary. From the Alberta University Arts Elder Council, Casey Eagle Speaker. Jeff de Boer, Honorary MFA degree recipient. Ron Moppett, Honorary MFA degree recipient. Avery Moppett, sister of Ron Moppett. Catherine Ilitalo, wife of Ron Moppett. Renee Martin, Director, Learning and Instructional Services, and today's reader. Tara Nieschak, Studio Manager and today's reader assistant. And now I move on to our esteemed faculty who don't usually need an introduction, but today we will for the sake of all our families who are joining us. Mackenzie Kelly Frere, Fiber. Barbara Sutherland, Fiber. Kasia Korolewska, Fiber. Tyler Rock, Glass. Andrew Potter, Ceramics. Juliana Rempel, Ceramics. Rita McCoe, Media Arts and Sculpture. Paul Robert, Media Arts. Jane McQuitty, Liberal Studies. Dr. Christopher Fry, Liberal Studies. Dr. Hada Alatrash, Liberal Studies. Dr. Cara Stone, Liberal Studies. Rob Froese, Ceramics. Ian Fitzgerald, Communication Design. Tivadar Bote, Communication Design. Dina Sieferlein, Communication Design. Kelly Hartman, Communication Design. Mike Kerr, Communication Design. Suzanne Liemermeyer, Communication Design. Jamie Morris, Communication Design. Lots of communication design, we love them. John Gaucher, Photography. Mitch Kern, Photography. Kathy Simone, Photography. Richard Brown, Drawing. I knew these would get some, Leslie Bell, Painting. Jill Ho Yu, Print Media. Richard Clemens, Sculpture. Lisa Lipton, Sculpture. Other members of our President and CEO's cabinet who have yet to be introduced: Carissa Cameron Matthews, Director, Academic Resources. Wendy Harding, Executive Director, People and Culture. Susie Kennedy, Acting Dean, Students and Registrar. Jamie Leong Huxley, Vice President, Advancement. Dr. Alex Link, Interim Dean, Academic Programs. Scott Powell, Vice President, Finance and Operations. My co-MC for the event, Naoko Masuda, Director, School of Communication Design. And I'd also like to ask all the staff who are joining us in the auditorium to stand if you can, and anyone else that I inadvertently missed on the platform. On behalf of the Board of Governors and our President and CEO, Dr. Daniel Doze, thank you all for your dedication to and passion for art, craft, and design education. Now, video.
Hello everyone, it's my real honor and privilege to bring greetings to you on behalf of Alberta's government. As the Minister of Advanced Education, I've had the honor of speaking at many graduation ceremonies, and I always find the excitement and enthusiasm to always be at incredible levels, and I know that that's the same with you today. Of course, for you, today closes an important chapter in your lives, but also begins a new one. You should all be very proud. It takes a lot of effort to get to this point. It requires dedication and hard work. And for your class in particular, the last few years, as we all know, have been particularly challenging. You faced years of uncertainty about your studies and uncertainty about what the future holds. But you persevered. You stayed resilient and faced those new challenges head on. And I commend you for persevering and staying the course. And now you're prepared and ready to move on to the next opportunity, whether that's a job or starting your own business or pursuing further educational opportunities. Now, as you all know, for almost 100 years, AUArts has played an important role in our country's visual culture. AUArts is a university dedicated to art, craft, and design, the only one in Alberta and in the prairies, and only one of 4 in Canada. Founded in 1926, the Alberta University of the Arts has become a significant contributor to visual culture in Canada and around the world. The institution is known for its world-class facilities, award-winning faculty, and the talent and professionalism of you, its graduates. Alberta's cultural industries are an important part of our life as a community. Art can inspire through beauty, define who we are, and transmit our culture from one generation to the next. As you know, culture is an expression of civil society and should be supported, but not directed by government. Alberta's vibrant cultural industries also make an important and growing contribution to our economy. And in fact, getting Alberta back to work and diversifying our economy will require support from our growing cultural enterprises. In this regard, I was very proud to see Alberta's legislature pass Bill 75, the Arts Professions Recognition Act. This act will give formal recognition to artists, their representative associations, their freedom of expression, and their economic, including contractual rights. Art is valuable work, and artists deserve fair payment in order to secure their economic future. Through legislation, our government is clearly stating that art is an important economic driver that creates jobs and helps with our economic and social recovery. And as we just have to look around us to see that Alberta's creative industries are poised for some incredible growth. In fact, you may not know, but 2021 was Alberta's best year ever for film and television, and Calgary itself was recognized as a top place to live and work for movie makers. The knowledge and experience you have gained during your time with the Alberta University of the Arts will serve you well in your future as you move forward and share your talents and passion with the world. Indeed, it's hard not to be inspired at AUArts. Some of the most talented and prominent artists, designers, craftspeople, and critical thinkers around the world lead your classes. So, in closing, once again, my sincere congratulations to all of you, the graduating class of 2022, and congratulations on reaching this important milestone. Please never stop learning, never stop growing, and more importantly, listen to the voice inside you that says, go there. Thank you, congratulations, and best wishes.
Thank you, Minister Nicolaides, and the Government of Alberta. I now invite Mayor Jyoti Gondek to share greetings on behalf of the City of Calgary.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of all of my council colleagues, it is a pleasure to be back here live to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Since my last time on this stage in 2019, the world has shifted and changed around us. And I'm going to do something different than focus on the challenges that we faced in that time. Rather, I'd like to talk about what folks like you in the creative sector did and showed us about community, well-being, and resilience. In the past 2 years, we have learned how the creative sector impacts our strength as a society. We have relied heavily on the arts as a source of peace, calm, and reflection. We use the arts as a distraction, as a source of escape from the reality that had simply become too much to bear. It became apparent to us that the things that we had taken for granted for so long, we could no longer do so. The world around us that used to whiz by us in the busy nature of our daily routine suddenly came into very sharp focus. It was like we woke up to the beauty that was all around us, as though the blinding pace of our lives had eased just enough for us to see what all of you have always seen. Your art, your jewelry, your photography, your sculptures, your textile works, your magnificent creations. They really are a documentary of our lives, and they all took on new meaning for us. With this epiphany, this realization of the stories that you were telling through art, we began to actively seek you out. While we did this for our own selfish gain, to soothe our own wounded souls that had suffered so greatly throughout the pandemic, the benefit belongs to all of us. We can never again take the arts for granted. We can never again discount your talents as just a nice to have. We can never again ignore the impact of the arts on our economy and our society. Each of you is a force, a bundle of talent that shines so brightly in your own media, in your own genre. Together, you are unstoppable as a movement that offers stability, beauty, and feeling to all of our lives. Whether you are expressing love, pain, change, or any of the motivations that inspire you to create, we are all paying attention. Keep speaking to us, keep challenging us, and keep us accountable to support all of you. Congratulations to all of you who are 2022 graduates, and an extra shout out to those who are joining us from the classes of 2020 and 2021. Crossing the stage is a very special moment, and it is a privilege to be here with you today. Now please go on to be the amazing creative humans that we so desperately need right now. My sincere love and appreciation for all that you do. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek. It is my honor to introduce you to Dr. Daniel Doze, the 6th president and CEO of this 96-year-old institution, but the 1st president and CEO of the Alberta University of the Arts, which just celebrated its 3rd anniversary. Dr. Doze is never sure how to answer what nationality he is, as he was born in Montreal, educated in France, and spent his academic career in both the US and Canada. What he is sure of is that his career has been everything art, with a particular interest in the intersection of architecture and cinema. He loves the act of making, including building one of his houses and shaping the future of this institution. His 20 years of teaching grounded his belief in the essential role of education and the essential role of art in society. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Daniel Doze.
Nice to remove this. Well, bonjour, okay, welcome. Members of the Board of Governors, Her Worship, Mayor Gondek, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, parents and friends, and last but not least, dear 2022 graduates, and those attending from the class of 2020 and the class of 2021, a very, very warm welcome. Never before has there been an assembly of such resilient, creative, and talented artists, craftspersons, and designers at our convocation. Resilient because you've thrived and excelled during 2.5 years of a pandemic. It has not been easy for you and all of us, and you being here is a testament of your strength and your talent, and it really makes us so very proud. The talent and diversity of the work you produced will be so apparent as we explore the grad show after this ceremony. It exhibits a wonderful energy that's much needed for all of us. AUArts' vision is to change the world through art, craft, and design while enriching creative communities and economies. We are most confident that you have already and will continue to enrich the communities in which you engage. You are making the changes that are needed and will be needed for many years to come. In an uncertain world, the work of creatives is more than ever a necessity to show us the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's indeed a very big and rewarding responsibility. So today you're joining a vast alumni community, part of the thousands who completed programs at first we were an art department at what is now SAIT, through to our evolution as ACA, to ACAD, and now to AUArts. And in just 4 years, in 2026, AUArts will celebrate its 100th anniversary, an amazing milestone. So please do stay in touch with us. Share news of your journey and achievements so we can continue to be proud of you, as your successes are our successes. And it will be exciting to be able to celebrate our centennial with all of you. To the loved ones in the room, a very, very, very big special thank you for all the support and encouragement that you've shown. Without it, our students would not be where they are now. Your support makes such a difference, so big thank you. And on behalf of our Board of Governors, our faculty and staff, our students and alums, please accept my deepest congratulations for such an amazing accomplishment and all the very best to where the journey may take you. Thank you.
Merci, Danielle. Once upon a time, crossing the stage to graduate were two people that we are honoring today. Since 2017, AUArts has awarded honorary Master of Fine Arts degrees to those who have achieved outstanding contributions as artists, craftspersons, or designers, or as supporters to the success of those fields. I would like to ask Dr. Dozbach to talk about our first honoree today.
So true innovators are paradigm shifters, where most of us are paradigm followers. True innovators are indeed a very rare breed. There are those that create amazing artwork. But are those approaches truly unique, different from the rest? Have they taken techniques and applied them to brand new media? Jeff de Boer is an innovator, and he is one of our honorary MFA recipients today. He is world famous for inventing museum-quality, life-size metal suits of armors for cats and mice. Quite exquisite. Jeff graduated in 1988 with honors in jewelry, has taught here many times over the years, has received awards from many, including our Alumni Legacy Award and our Alumni Award of Excellence in 2014. Some of his work can be found in private and public collection all over the world. Someone worthy of an honorary MFA is not just an accomplished innovator and or artist. They're also committed to community service. So through his voluntary contribution as a board member at Calgary Arts Development and as past chair of National Access Arts Center that supports adult artists with developmental and physical disabilities, Jeff has developed a genuine and authentic belief that, in his words, the world without diversity and equal opportunity is a world without empathy, end quote. Jeff believes that the arts are the great equalizer and a perfect platform for a never-ending conversation. Again, in his words, and I quote, "Equity, diversity, inclusion, accessibility will never be a final destination. It needs to be a state of mind," end quote. Jeff recently completed a public art piece with one of his apprentices, Andrew Holloway, which I've seen there, an Indigenous artist with physical barriers that have not stopped the two from creating inspiring works together. You will see Andrew cross our stage shortly as a member of the class of 2020. In supporting Jeff's nomination for an honorary MFA, Andrew says, and I quote, "One of his passions lie in creating a universal language that is accessible to anyone and everyone. He has taken a specific interest within the Indigenous community where he has been open to many ideas that come from that culture." We are so very proud to honor today Jeff de Boer.
My name is Jeff de Boer. To say that I'm honored to be a recipient of an honorary Masters of Fine Arts from Alberta University of the Arts would be an understatement. Today, if you follow me on social media, my bio reads, "I make everything from jewelry to large public sculpture. I'm best known for museum-quality suits of armor for cats and mice. DM me for commissions." This may not read like a very academic-sounding artist statement. It's not. It's the language of an entrepreneur. My entire career has been spent seeking the answers to and living with the implications of three simple questions. Perhaps my master's thesis. Can I make an honest living doing this? Does selling mean selling out? How do you define personal success? People ask me, what is the meaning of a mouse wearing armor? Is it not obvious? It's my spirit guide, a metaphor for my ongoing cat and mouse relationship with the world of fine art. It's the artisan mouse, a mischievous, rebellious being who dares to compete on his own terms in a world ruled by the cool cats. I think in many ways, all of us start out like a mouse, and in our own way, each will need to gain the attention and acceptance of a spectrum of cool cats. For those who want to become tenured instructors or academics, your cats rule the kingdom of the institutions. If your mission is to do art for art's sake, you will need the support of the granting cats. For those in industry, there are mazes and ladders and a bunch of CEO cats waiting to hire or fire you. If the galleries and museums are your game, three-headed curator and dealer cats guard the gates. And for someone like myself in the private sector, you face armies of collectors, juries, and stakeholder cats, all of whom happen to be armed to the teeth. You see, in my universe, wearing armor makes perfect sense to my spirit mouse. It's a huge advantage. One can take bigger risks, stay in the fight longer, and if you lose, you're protected and live to fight another day. Time to defend my thesis. Can you make a living? Yep. Is it selling out? Nope. Definition of personal success. Gratitude. Truly, thank you.
I confer you the degree of Master of Fine Arts honoris causa with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Jeff.
You'd think they'd give me more than a minute, but anyway. When I started as an art student, my wife put me through this school. I can see her doing that for a doctor, but an artist? It's amazing what we accomplished together in the first decade on a diet of Kraft dinner and hot dogs. I remember being invited as a guest artist in a panel discussion, asked to give 3 words that best described us. The other said words like inspired, conceptual, dedicated. Came to my turn, I could only think of 2. Idiot, savant. I said that because only an idiot would walk into a bank to try to get financing to start a cat and mouse armor business. And only a savant would walk out with the loan. A few weeks ago, a letter arrived. AUArts wishes to bestow you with an MFA. I have to admit, though, my spirit mouse did scan the page to see if that also included a nominal cash prize. In the words of my spirit mouse, this honorary MFA is like being invited by the cats to a special feast in my honor. This can still go 2 ways. But in this case, they're giving me a piece of cheese. And they're saying from now on, I'm family. Imagine that. You cats really are cool. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to Jeff de Boer, Honorary MFA, Alberta University of the Arts.
This time I have more than 1 sentence. Abstract paintings are left for interpretation, something our honorary MFA recipient Ron Moppett defines as the edge between the real thing and the representative of a thing, end quote. Celebrated, exhibited, and published internationally with collections publicly and privately held, Ron Moppett, a member of the Royal Canadian Academy of Arts, is known as one of Canada's leading contemporary artists, who is known primarily for abstract paintings and for works in which he combines paint and collage, along with non-traditional materials. His most visible civic presence is a 110-foot long mural in East Village that involves 950,000 mosaic tiles and is the largest freestanding mosaic mural in Canada, and you must go and see it. Or even a larger scale is Ron's impact on our institution. A graduate with honors in 1967, Ron has been the curator at our own Illingworth Kerr Gallery 3 times, in the 60s, the 70s, and from 1988 to 2004. He has inspired countless students as a professor emeritus. He inspires and is inspired by his creative family, which includes alum siblings, Avery Moppett, who joins us on stage today, and George Moppett, both successful artists, and his son and often collaborator, Damien Moppett, who rightly fled AUArts so he could study without the shadows of his grandfather, Luke Lindo, who is our library is named after, and mother Carol Taylor Lindo, another celebrated artist who studied here also. His wife, Catherine Idolo, attended and taught here as well. If one day you have the pleasure of speaking with Ron, be sure to ask him about the anticipation of going to the Calgary Stampede, only to have moved from England and arrived disappointed the day after the Stampede ended. Before we welcome Ron Moppett to the stage to award him with an Honorary Master of Fine Arts, I'd like to introduce you to Nancy Towsley, a good friend of Ron's, someone who is covered as well-known art critic and has been long associated with AUArts, including as a critic in residence at ACAD from 2010 to 2012. We asked her to talk about Ron and to honor Ron is receiving today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nancy Towsley. I am a writer, art critic, and independent curator who has worked in the art scene for nearly 45 years. Before I moved here, I knew only 2 things about Calgary. One, there was an annual event called the Calgary Stampede. Evidently, it was quite a show. 2, the Alberta College of Art, as it was known then, had a gallery whose exhibition program rivaled almost anything I could see in Toronto. Once I arrived, I soon found out that the man behind the scenes was one Ron Moppett, and that as the new art critic of the Calgary Herald, I would be seeing a lot of him. Ron, an alumnus of the school, was a man for all seasons. He was director-curator of the gallery and a painter. In fact, one of Calgary's leading artists. And he also sometimes taught, and he was a generous mentor. His work enriched both the students and the community. It's hardly exaggerating to say that art consumed Ron's every minute, and lucky for us, his interests were omnivorous. The terrific thing about his exhibition program was its breadth. Everything from the hottest magazine illustration to Canada's acclaimed general idea. The art he exhibited came from Calgary, Canada, and abroad. Seeing these shows was like getting the latest news from afar, and that was important. This was the pre-internet, after all, and we were seeing real art and artists in the flesh. Among the many artists Ron brought to Calgary were the boundary-breaking California artist Chris Burden. He set fire to straw in the college stairwell. The Canadian Michael Snow, one of the world's leading experimental filmmakers, and Jeff Koons, one of the most provocative and influential post-war American artists, who gave a standing room only public lecture and one just for students earlier the same day. All in all, Ron gave the gallery 22 years, at the same time maintaining his studio practice. Not an easy thing to do. Ron, the painter, the sculptor, the muralist, is today one of Canada's preeminent artists. And prolific works whose imagery bridges the old masters of the museum and the popular culture of the mall, he brings us color-saturated poetry of everyday life with great beauty, wit, and tenderness. Anchored by his own biography, his life-affirming paintings are open to the projections of any and all of us. They are about how and where we spend our days, who we are and who we love and how we feel. They are a bountiful gift. I could go on to sing their praises, but not today. Today's happy occasion is the awarding of degrees. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Congratulations to Ron Moppett, who so richly deserves the Honorary Master of Fine Arts degree. Never let it be said that he is resting on his laurels.
Ron, if you could join me. I would now ask Dr. Daniel Dose, President, CEO, and Susie Kennedy, Register, to join me in this official ceremony of bestowing Ron Moppett with an Honorary Master of Fine Arts from the Alberta University of the Arts. Ron, I now confer you the degree of Master of Fine Arts honoris causa with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you. Merry Thursday, everyone. I went to art school because I loved painting and imagined earning a living drawing cartoons for Walt Disney. Probably like you, I loved to draw as a child and found comfort, support, and praise in that. In post-war England, my playgrounds were bomb sites, but the places of my imagination were in comics and at the Saturday afternoon cinema with westerns and outer space adventures. The gift of art school is really the wonder of how differently people make stuff. To notice something in a colleague's work can broaden your imagination. That is how art develops. ACA made all things possible. Buck Kerr, Greg Arnold, Joni Mitchell, Frank Palmer, Bill Morton, Ron Spickett, John Hall, teachers became colleagues, became friends. The art world is huge, and a colleague can be any artist you choose. For me, it was Nikki Saint-Phal in high school, Francis Bacon after third year, and next year, it will be Philip Guston with his retrospective in Washington, D.C. I'm also super excited to see the new Pixar Buzz Lightyear animated feature that opens next month. When we have time to talk, I'll tell you how Buzz is really Vincent van Gogh, and how I think Toy Story is right up there with Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. It's all about believing in the magic. I'll readily admit I'm a reluctant traveler in the 21st century, and I suspect hardly worth listening to for advice. But success is really as simple as having other people wanting to help you along the way. If your ambition is to represent Canada at the Venice Biennale by the time you're 40, then why are you still sitting here? Trust your intuition, be prepared, and show up on time. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Ron Moppett, Honorary MFA, Alberta University of the Arts, so well deserved.
Congratulations to you both. We will continue to draw inspiration from our alumni, this time in the form of our about-to-be alumni, Jam. Jam is a Bachelor of Fine Art drawing major, graduating with distinction, and a minor in ceramics. She has made a major contribution to campus life through 2 terms as the Students' Association Vice President, Student Life, and representative to the Board of Governors, and 1 term as the Drawing Department representative. In her words, she shares passion for the university and the potential it holds for the facilitation of moments of connection and growth between all who enter, end quote. Jam says AUArts has had a profound effect on who she is as a person and how she navigates the world. We would say she is representative of the profound effect students and alumni have on every aspect of our institution.
My name is Jam. I am a drawing major and ceramics minor, and I am honored to be your 2022 commencement student speaker. What does it mean to make a mark? Earlier in the semester, one of my incredibly sweet peers, Manpreet Parmar, described her work to me simply by saying, "You are a collection of every person you have ever met before and everyone you are hoping to meet in the future." As I considered this notion and its potential to acknowledge the way every person in our community has come to impact one another throughout their time here, it became easy to see how the watercolor pencil lines in my grad piece could be traced back to a mark made through the kindness of Cody in the bookstore, patiently hearing out a first year to be able to recommend those same pencils. To quote Sarah Ahmed, creating a shelter and disrupting usage can refer to the same action. A doorway becomes a meeting place, a kitchen table becomes a publishing house, a postbox becomes a nest, end quote. A downstairs garden becomes home to a collection of abandoned sculptures. A sticker in the stairwell becomes a reminder to take our meds. A table becomes a touch point for community care and support. A step out of our comfort zones becomes a cause for celebration. As you walk around campus, you can start to make out traces of all of these different instances of how we took shelter together in the process of marking up our studios, our classrooms, and our committee spaces. And so, if each of us in this community is a reflection of the marks made on us by all of the people we have encountered while here, we are also a collection of all of those marks made by those who made us feel as if we didn't belong elsewhere. We are a community made up of people who were once considered too loud to be accepted or too quiet to be noticed. We are people who think too big and place value on things that are considered too small. It can feel scary to think about leaving what is, for some of us, our very first instance of feeling truly seen and supported while living in our wholeness. From this place of fear, though, it becomes easy to forget the sentiment based in the second half of Manpreet's earlier thought, which is that we are, as a collective group of people, a reflection of the communities we hope to be a part of once we leave here. Communities embedded with openness, acceptance, and compassion for one another, communities that maybe haven't been able to exist yet without our newfound abilities to create the space needed for them to. That's not all. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I can't see anything. So now, as we complete this chapter of our lives together, one unlike anybody else's in the history of this university so far, I hope you aren't afraid to look out to the future before you and feel energized by the uncertainty greeting all of us in the face of this period of deconstruction taking place around the world. I hope you face every person who ever makes you feel as if there isn't space for your passion, your art, your craft, or your design in a time like this, and you are reminded of these words written by Adrienne Marie Brown in a book titled Emergent Strategy, which I will read for you now. And as I stand in my wholeness, which includes being more honest with myself and others about what I want and who I am in the world, it exerts a pressure on others both to receive me and to become more whole in themselves. This disrupts those familiar diminishing patterns in my friends and in myself, the internalization of a world that has rejected every aspect of my identity at some point. Counter-rejection. Still, I rise. And new patterns become possible, more interconnected and interdependent patterns that rely on being open, end quote. And when has there ever been a better time for a graduating class of open, compassionate, and daring critical thinkers to finally be ready to go out into their worlds and begin creating unique patterns and possibilities? I see all of you in your whole, brilliant, committed, and persevering selves, and I could not be more sure that your passion, your art, your craft, and your design is so important to this world. No matter how you choose to apply what you have dedicated the last however many years you've spent learning here, I know you are all bound to make an impact in your own ways, and I am so proud and excited to witness us all rise to the challenge of being the change the world needs to see right now. In the timeless words of June Jordan, we are the ones we have been waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you, Jam, and best wishes to you and your fellow graduates as you each continue to grow and learn through your art, craft, and design practices. I would like to introduce you to my co-MC, Naoko Masuda, Director of the School for Design.
Thank you, Heather. I'm going to try to do as good a job as you can. Hello, it's an honor to be here today. First of all, I'd like to introduce some words from my esteemed colleagues and a lovely faculty duo to boot. Susan Menzies and Dr. Benedict Fullablove, partners in both life and work, are delivering this year's message on behalf of the faculty to the graduands. Unfortunately, they're unable to be here in person as they're both under the weather. But by now, we all know how to manage doing these things remotely. So today, Susan and Ben join us by video.
I'm Susan Menzies from the School of Visual Arts.
And I'm Ben Fullablove from the School of Critical and Creative Studies. It's a privilege and a pleasure for us to provide a greeting on behalf of the faculty of the Alberta University of the Arts to you, the graduating students of 2022. These last few years have been eventful, unusually stressful, and in many ways difficult for us all. However, despite this, they've also been uniquely rewarding. In large part, the goal of art and design education is to embrace uncertainty. Of course, none of us could have seen just how uncertain things would become. But with ingenuity and resilience, together we've persevered. And finally, here we are.
Graduation is a good opportunity to reflect on what you've accomplished and to imagine what you might do next. At its best, education can be transformative. What we hope you've gained are not just specific skills and knowledge, but the ability to go beyond that, to tackle challenges, solve problems, think deeply, and ask good questions. Sometimes you've surprised us, sometimes perplexed us, but most of all, you've impressed and inspired us. Whatever lies ahead, we know that you will meet it with creativity, critical insight, and resourcefulness.
So get out there, work hard, meet your deadlines, or at least dream up good excuses, and follow your vision for the future. When in doubt, remember the advice you've received from your teachers and peers, and remember all that you've achieved at AUArts. We're very proud of you.
Thank you, Susan and Ben. And Susan, we wish you the best in your retirement and thank you for your tremendous service. In March 2020, none of us could have predicted the impact of COVID in all our lives. Here at AUArts, we were only a few weeks from the end of classes and in-person convocation of 2020. Moving the convocation online that year was met with opposition. After all, we were only a couple of months into the pandemic and still very unaware of the severity of the situation. In 2021, although we were all disappointed that we would be having to have a second convocation online, we all understood. After all, some of us, some of you, had faced the reality of becoming ill and also losing loved ones over that time. Although these past 2 years has been difficult for many, the one thing that online convocations allowed us to do was to continue to share your achievement, and this time with friends and family all around the world. Today, too, this is being recorded so that this new tradition can continue. Our digital grad show has become an outstanding resource for alumni, employers looking for talent, and our recruiting team to show prospective students and their parents what we do here at AUArts. Despite these gains, some things just can't be replaced. For 2 convocations, graduates missed physically crossing the stage. It's something so simple, yet now it's more meaningful than ever. We're happy to finally make it happen again. And just as promised, today, not only will the class of 2022 get to cross the stage, so will the classes of 2020 and 2021. So at this point, I'd like to invite Renee Martin, Director of Learning and Instructional Services, to join us in the honor of reading the names of each graduate. Dr. Daniel Does and Carol Ryder, our board chair, to the stage to congratulate our alumni class of 2020 and 2021. And Dr. Alex Link, Interim Dean of Academic Programs. Okay. So regarding hugs and handshakes, we all have different levels of comfort, so please respect this. You can also do things like fist bumps, toe tapping, and elbow touching, all of which I've had to do in the past 2 years. So we would like to please welcome participating members of the class of 2020.
Introduce me, Paul. Hello. It's my privilege to present the 2020 graduates with a Bachelor of Fine Art.
The following graduates were awarded the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Oh, I'm already emotional. Andrew Holloway, who also received an Eagle Feather. Natasha Beckering. Zach Cardinal received an Eagle Feather. Ho Yan Chan graduated with distinction. Alana George graduated with distinction. Kyla Hetherington graduated with distinction. Katie Heinrich. Danielle Piper graduated with distinction and received an Eagle Feather. Robin Tardif graduated with distinction and received an Eagle Feather. Amelia Vermerlin. Ilu Singh graduated with distinction. Board of Governors Award, Print Media. I think Alex was supposed to say something here.
I like a little suspense. It is now my privilege to present the 2020 graduates with a Bachelor of Design.
The following graduates were awarded the degree of Bachelor of Design. Isabel Ackroyd graduated with distinction. Madison Case graduated with distinction. Elijah Craswell. Naomi Fong graduated with distinction. Yoonjae Lee. Dahlia Mallet, graduated with distinction. Alex McMillan. Christina Merritt, graduated with distinction. Shannon Reeves, graduated with distinction and Board of Governors Award for illustration. Caleb Scholes. Matthew Springer, graduated with distinction. Carolina Vasquez Lazo, graduated with distinction. Alaska White, graduated with distinction, Board of Governors Award, photography. Montana Willier Dar, graduated with distinction and received an Eagle Feather. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Got here early this time. It's my privilege to present the 2021 graduates with a Bachelor of Fine Art.
The following graduates were awarded the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Kayla Brown. Emily Amon, graduated with distinction. Diego Gomez. Smith Wright. Laura Williams. Larissa Surson, received an Eagle Feather. Monica Strozik, graduated with distinction. Yunyu Tao. Katie Adolph. Joshua Lowe. Hannah Gail Lopez, graduated with distinction and a Governor's Award. Josefina Rodriguez, graduated with distinction. Brielle Reeves, graduated with distinction, Board of Governors Award, Jewellery and Metals, and received an Eagle Feather. Emily Pickering. Ella Mae Sanchez. Nicole Tran. Catherine May Nario. Lee Bernal.
And now it is my privilege to present the 2021 graduates with a Bachelor of Design.
The following graduates were awarded the degree of Bachelor of Design. Mikey Fritzler, graduated with distinction. Kiera Clarice Clarissa, graduated with distinction. Marielle Manello. Joyce Lamb. Veronica Vernon, graduated with distinction. Sophia Velasquez, graduated with distinction. Haley Frederick, graduated with distinction. Henry Hayes, graduated with distinction, Board of Governors Award, Character Design and Illustration. Kyle Jack. Sophie Jans. Morgan Johnson, graduated with distinction. Adrian Linsangen. Megan McNary, graduated with distinction. Sarah McPhee. Izzy Pills. Harrison Sirois, graduated with distinction, Board of Governors Award, Advertising and Graphic Design. Ashlyn Putz, graduated with distinction. Dane Thrun, graduated with distinction. Mackenzie Wagner. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Okay, so congratulations to everybody. How wonderful it was. Okay, so we will now welcome the class of 2022 to stage for the conferral of the degrees. While the students are organizing to come to the stage, I want to reflect on the importance of the graduates being here today. Whatever your focus of studies has been over the last few years, there's a few things all of you have learned. You've learned to solve problems, you've learned to think critically and creatively, and you've learned to learn. These are important skills for the complex world we live in today. But whatever you do going forward, you're all capable of creating and communicating stories, expressing joy, pain, grief, and anger through art, helping others to connect with their emotions. All of you will be creators of some sort, and many of you will become leaders, supporters, lovers, and fighters. Whatever the future holds, each step across this stage represents a new experience that will in turn shape out your experiences to come. So take pride in these steps. Take them confidently. Take them for you today and for you tomorrow, for you and the world that awaits. So let's begin the conferral process, during which each degree candidate will be presented to convocate. The parchment that the candidate brings to this ceremony celebrates the completion of requirements for the conferral of their degrees. The degree becomes official only after being conferred by the Chair of Board of Governors. I'd like to invite, oh, they're already here. Carol is here, and Daniel is here to refer the degrees. During the conferral of the degrees, we invite Casey Eagle Speaker to honor our 2022 graduating First Nation students with a presentation of an eagle feather. The class of 2021 have already received this honor. In his words, Casey Eagle Speaker tells us, to receive an eagle feather is to honor an achievement made by an individual. It is highly recognized as an honorable stage in one's journey in life. The feather is a symbol of respect and honor and to be carried as such, as eagle feathers are not easily achieved, paralleling a PhD. The eagle feather lends itself to guide the receiver to achieve further success and acceptance of one's strengths and to never give up. Also during the conferral of degrees, Elder Linda Brass will honor our graduating Métis students with a presentation Métis sash. Each sash is woven tightly, waxed, and had its use as a tool for the fur trade and the buffalo hunt. It kept their backs from breaking, used as a rope to help tie two things together, and kept their capote closed during those long winters. Each Métis sash is woven and given by their grandmothers, mothers, and sisters when it was time to leave their homes to work the land for the families and community. Says Lawrence Gervais, Region 3 President of the Métis Nation of Alberta, "It is truly an honor to receive a sash. It represents your achievements and success will now be interwoven into your ancestral Métis community from this day forward. You will forever be Otipamisawak, a person who governs himself." I'm not going to ask you because you're already here.
It is my privilege to present the candidates as approved by the Master of Fine Arts in Craft Media program.
The following candidates are awarded a Master of Fine Arts in Craft Media. Shamara Hogarth, Board of Governors Award. Tomo Ingalls. Patrick Moskwa. Congratulations, y'all.
I'm falling apart. I'll fix it. The following candidates are awarded. It is my privilege to present the candidates as approved by the School of Craft and Emerging Media.
The following candidates are awarded the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, presenting the graduates from the Ceramics program. Emily Goodwin. Emma Petropoulos, Board of Governors Award, Ceramics. Presenting the graduates from the Fiber program, Hope Antonio. Bailey Gorman. Christine Othetis. Zaren Aina Pagergan, graduating with distinction. Isaac Parkinson. Mackenzie Wilson. Presenting the graduates from the Glass program. India Dmitriev, graduating with distinction. Xander Ham, graduating with distinction. Board of Governors Award, Glass. Matias Martinez. Mackenzie Roth, graduating with distinction. Chandler Snydall. Presenting the graduates from the Jewellery and Metals program. Kayla Gale, who will be receiving a Métis sash. Rochelle Hammond. Jojo Parakan. Austin Rowett. Luke Winterholt. Yusing Song. Presenting the graduates from the Media Arts program. Tong Huang. Levin Ifko, graduating with distinction. Board of Governors Award, Media Arts. Angela Sun-Yoon Lee. Congratulations to the School of Craft and Emerging Media.
As the Director of the School of Visual Art, It is my privilege to present the candidates as approved by the School of Visual Art.
The following candidates are awarded the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, presenting the graduands from the drawing program. Cameron Carnell, graduating with distinction. Narda Ray Doyle, graduating with distinction. Mackenzie Drea. Megan Hamilton, graduating with distinction and Board of Governors Award, drawing. Jam Russett, graduating with distinction, and of course, our 2022 student speaker. Sky Kashmar Mayo, graduating with distinction. Sabine Lovick. Sophie Mischel, graduating with distinction and receiving an eagle feather. Manpreet Parmar. Simone Thorne. Presenting the graduands from the painting program. Willow Addiscott. Wilford Barrington. Victoria Bruno. Delana Dohan. Mazi Aloho. Catherine Foster. Kathleen Moores, graduating with distinction. Brooklyn Payne, graduating with distinction and Board of Governors Award for painting. Rupali Singh. Patricia Toole, who will also be receiving a Métis sash. Jenna Zayat. Presenting the graduands from the print media program. Kat Rankin, graduating with distinction and Board of Governors Award for print media. Samantha Rollo, graduating with distinction. Presenting the graduands from the sculpture program. Graham Boyd. Amy Fisher, graduating with distinction. Jessica Guyette. Danielle Keeler, receiving an eagle feather. Claire McMahon, graduating with distinction, Board of Governors Award for Sculpture. Quinn O'Connor. Luigi Polito, graduating with distinction. Isabel Vermerlin. Congratulations to the School of Visual Art.
As Director of the School of Communication Design, it is my privilege to present the candidates approved by the School of Communication Design.
The following candidates are awarded the degree of Bachelor of Design, presenting the graduates from the photography program. Sam Bednarchuk. Julia Borden, graduating with distinction. Stephanie Fu. Emma Kern, Board of Governors Award, Photography. Juliana Kondich. Michelle Lazo. Brianna Locke, also receiving a Métis sash. Elisha Joy Lazares. Christina Luke. Jemmy Nwam. Christian Oss. Presenting the graduates from the Visual Communication Design Program, Advertising and Graphic Design. Anna Babala, oh, come on. Balabanova. Presley Bloomquist. Elizabeth Breton, graduating with distinction. Jingwen Chen. Wai Tung Ching. Lex Cutler, graduating with distinction and also receiving an Eagle Feather. Tully Hushulak, graduating with distinction and receiving a Métis sash. Danielle Leo Bunyano. Oh, come on. I used to have this. Bunyano. Keaton LaSalle. Juan Lusney, receiving a Métis sash. Sarah Mastaller. Rajvi Mehta. Visha Nazim. Justin Puvong. Janae Spizowska. Celine Stewart Smith. Braden Tritter. Bailey Upper. Kerwin Vanderwolf. Young Lee Yu. Ben Yuan, graduating with distinction and Board of Governors Award, Advertising and Graphic Design. Presenting the graduates from the Visual Communication Design Program, Character Design and Illustration. Rachel Denbina, graduating with distinction. Sandra Enns. Sarah Forbister, receiving a Métis sash. Chantel Giles. Alex Godell. Excellent. Emma Guido, graduating with distinction. Natalia Unescu, graduating with distinction and Board of Governors Award for Character Design and Illustration. Sam Kaufman. Dylan Clement Hurrell. Melody Liu. Rachel McKinnon. Kara Maines. Cade Masterson, graduating with distinction. Oliver Moore. Cheyenne Oki. Mayu Odagaki. Hollis Parrott, graduating with distinction and receiving a Métis sash. Aaron Roberts. Haiti Robinson. Jenin Rosalise. Beatrix Shackleton. Mary Snow, graduating with distinction. Shayla Stokes. Jay Wong. Amy Yao, graduating with distinction. Xin Nong Ye. Maggie Young. Congratulations to the School of Communication Design.
Congratulations. Wow. I'd like to once again invite Carol Ryder to the podium.
Oh, just one sec, I gotta read the script.
You gonna find it?
Sure.
It's page 59, got it? 59?
Yeah, that would be yours.
Yeah, yeah. Here, that's right here. There you go.
It's my pleasure today to talk about, created in 1873, the Governor General Academic Medals encourage academic excellence across Canada. They are the most prestigious award the students in Canadian schools can receive. They are awarded to the student graduating with the highest average. More than 50,000 people have received this accomplishment. I have the privilege today of presenting the Governor General's Academic Medal for Academic Excellence to a graduating student. I present this medal on behalf of and in the name of Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada. This year I had the pleasure of awarding the medal to Natalie UNESCO, 2022 Bachelor of Design in Character Design and Illustration with distinction. Board of Governors Award winner, and now the recipient of the Governor General's Academic Medal. Congratulations, Natalia. If you could please come to the podium. In your program, you will see that 13 students are winners of this year's Board of Governors Graduating Student Awards. These recipients are selected by their faculty members for excellence in their studies and exceptional talent. Would the Board of Governors Graduating Student Award winners please stand in the audience as your names are read? We ask that the audience please hold your appreciation and applause until all the graduate award recipients have been named. Congratulations to Shamira Hogarth, Emma Petropoulos, Megan Hamilton, Daisy Yee, Xander Ham, Stella Lee, Levanico, Brooklyn Payne, Kate Rankin, Claire McMahon, Emma Kern, Ben Yuan, and Natalie UNESCO. Now applause. Congratulations again, you may be seated. As you saw at the class of 2022, our First Nations and Métis students received an eagle feather or Métis sash when they crossed the stage. 2020 and 2021 graduates received their honor the year they graduated. I would ask that all the Indigenous graduates from 2020, 2021, and 2022 please stand up. Thank you very much. As we close today, I would like to recognize and acknowledge the parents, families, and friends who have supported our graduates throughout their studies and who share in the joy and excitement of their success. Graduate, I'd ask you to join me in a round of applause acknowledging your parents, family, and friends who are with you today or may be watching. Right after the ceremony, we will all walk down to the hall of the Alberta University of the Arts for the opening of the 2022 grad show. It is one of my favorite times of the year, as is the convocation, as we get to see one item each graduate has chosen to represent the best of their art, craft, and design. Better yet, we invite you to come back this Saturday also too, on May 28th, between 2 to 5 p.m. for a community day. Invite everyone and anyone and make it a party of your own to celebrate the talent of our graduates. Please view the grad show also online and let your loved ones around the world share in the celebration of talent. To close, will all the candidates for degrees from all 3 years and our honorary degree recipients please rise if you are able, and I'm sure you are. Members of the board, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you these graduates and ask they be admitted to the degrees from which they are entitled. By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Governors, by the statutes of the Province of Alberta, and upon the recommendation of the Faculty of Alberta of the University of the Arts, I admit you to the degrees from which you are entitled, and invest in you with all the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to such degrees or certificates. You may now move your mortarboard tassels from the right side to the left side to signify your status from a graduate to a graduate and now becoming a proud alumni of AUArts. I invite all those in attendance to please rise if you can for the recession until everyone in the platform party and graduates have departed. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2020, 2021, and 2022.